All right, we're getting close. So what I've got here is front, left, back, right, screw in, front, left, back, right, screw in. Oh, yep. Now that was just very lightly done so that I could play with forward, backwards inside the ring placement, but also leveling left, right. And I've just nipped them down finger tight. Now, as per instructions on the back, I've got the inch pounds force. Now, it doesn't say anywhere on there to use Loctite on the MDT Canadian made manufactured scope rings. But every other time I've done it, I've used it and it's been in the instructions. Now, in all the other instructions for all the other products, don't coat the whole thing. One, the whole thing's not in contact with the bedding, but also because you might want to move your scope after you go to the range, but it's a 30 cal. So if I was putting this exact setup for whatever reason on like a 22, so I've got a tiniest little dab on the bottom 2 or 3 little fibers there. Now the reason it's not much is because it's a whole heap more than none. Because if I want to move this after I go to the range, or if I want to swap it out or whatever, I don't want to have to like crank it and miss doing any damage, because obviously the torque specifications tell you what they're able to take in load. Now it was the instructions were pretty clear, and I've started on the wrong side because I'm talking to a camera at the same time. So what they've suggested to do, so now I'm going to do this from the far side, is to sort of tighten right down, like clamp right down one side, so that essentially is touching either side the clamp, and then pull down to the scope manufacturer's specifications. Just tiny little bit of Loctite. I've just a bit too much came out, so I'm on a rag down here. You can see, sorry. And I've just dabbed that off. I had way too much on, because you really don't want much. So getting back to what I was saying, on one side you kind of want to clamp down as per instructions on this MDT product. So it's touching on one side, and then you do your manufacturer's recommendations on the other side. And it's okay if on that far side there's a slight gap. So we're not actually trying to get an even gap left and right on this product. On my previous scope, that was true. You wanted to bring them down and have the, if it was a gap and not close completely, you wanted the even amount of gap. But this product, they have a specification here where it's like clamp this one down and then crank this one down. If this one stays a little bit open, they seem to be pretty cool with that, as in it's in the instructions to do that. So there you go. Now, just because that's out of shot, one tiny dot, because I can't make less come out per squeeze, is too much. So I wrap that around, then I dab it on that rag. Okay. And it's not on the instructions. I'm doing that because it's a 30 cal. And I may or may not have an extended mag on this, and I may or may not get stuck into some pig sometimes, and I may or may not get a bit excited. And I don't want it coming loose. I also push through a fair bit of scrub, so I know this is a much bigger setup now, and I might not be using this same rifle the same way, because when I had the 3-9 by 40 on it, it was my scrub gun. So this change to this much larger legged scope is all about having a bit more fun from a distance. In an ideal world, not if but when I win some massive amount of money, this will be like a chamois gun, a tar gun, a red deer down in South Island, New Zealand gun. this is shooting across some good country. But until we get back to New Zealand in the future, this will be my have fun at the farm, pinging from top of the hill rifle, essentially vermin control from a stationary outpost. Because I think that's fun as heck. And I've got my 22 rigged up with a much smaller... 22, I don't even own one of those. My 223 rigged up with a much smaller scope, and it's going to be my new durable gun for bashing through scrub and getting into where the pigs all hold up down the back country of the farms I'm on. Now, can anyone tell me if I put thread locker on that one? No, that was the original one. I can tell you that. And so I now have a 223 that's good for bush bashing and vermin control. And I have this Ticker in 3006 with the long legs. And its first outing... Hopefully you guys are watching this. I don't have to talk you through how to put screws in with a tiny bit of dabbed out blue thread locker. This first outing, other than the range with my brother, hopefully tomorrow, is going to be the fallow deer rut down in the New England high country. We're now sitting late March. I've got cameras out on the property. When I was down there picking blackberries and doing some pig control. Blackberry season, so what was that? February, early February. That's when the cameras went out. I saw plenty of fallow getting around, plenty of does too, which is unusual for that property, which is good because normally I see a few young stags getting around that property, and come the rut, they all disappear over the back fence. To go chase the hinds, but or does. In this particular year, I'm a little bit excited because we had plenty of females on my side of the fence. So hopefully that brings the boys in to play. I mean, it's a small farm, but we've shot plenty on it before. And I'll be heading down mid-April. So that's pretty exciting. So once this last one goes in, remembering that it's 25 inch-pounds, not Newton meters. Same thing again, guys, cross-check. Hopefully you've worked fast enough that the thread locker hasn't actually stuck yet. And when you do that cross, you know, part A to part B, you do notice just the littlest bit of joy nipping it closed. Like that one. See that one? That was tight before. Not much out of that one. Do the alternate pattern. Yeah, see? A little bit more. I don't reckon it's superstition at all, doing the alternate pattern. Listen, I could probably go crankier on that, but with the thread locker in there, boy, oh boy, we have ourselves a kit. Any questions, write them down the bottom. Am I a gunsmith? No. Am I a pro? No. Have I set up rifles before? Yes. Do they work? Yes. Do I shoot stuff with them? Yes. Is it fun? Yes. Is it more rewarding to do it yourself? Yes. Is it really frustrating when you've done it yourself and you get to the range and it's not doing what you think it is? Yes. But it's so much more rewarding to come home and figure it out. And when you get shooting straight and you're pinging, you know, 20 cent pieces at 200 at the range off a bag, and you've built it yourself, it is so much more rewarding. I can't state enough about how I believe that learning, doing it yourself, watch multiple YouTube guys, watch the pros at the shop, watch some shop stuff. Sometimes the shop stuff's a bit weird and a bit wonky and it's just advertising. Sometimes the home setups have got the little tips when they don't have all the gear, I don't have all the stuff, so there's little things. My brother's just messaged me and said that Loctite is actually pretty similar to most nail polishers. So old man, old school trick. A little bit of nail polish if you don't have Loctite and you live miles from the shop. Don't feel like you got to drive back into town or stop your setup. Just a tiny little dab of the old missus nail polish. But this is ready to rock and roll. And I'll let you know how I get on off to the range tomorrow and see if she shoots straight.